Hello, good afternoon. I know I just went live, but no, I just felt like going live again and kind of have a little bit of time on my hands. I really don't, but yeah, priorities. Uh, it's kind of neat. We got a couple things done around here. You know how it is. Every now and again, things happen. Your house is a mess, and now I got it figured out. So we put the house back together. I'm happy about that. Um, But the AC's working the way it's supposed to. The water's working the way it's supposed to. It wasn't that big of a deal. My wife's an ass kicker, man. That was most of that was on my wife. So I know she's the one that fixes it. She's great at it. I want to tell you, I just say what you need. I used to try and get my hands in there and didn't know. Just no. So I just, so I take care of all the rest. I make sure that, like we had to tape up the vents and things. So, I do the stuff like that so that she doesn't have to do that stuff. But, we have a really nice balance. We have a really nice balance. So I don't imagine this one's going to be too long. It's kind of a personal one. Um, you know, a lot of what I'm going to be saying is for newcomers, but it might apply to you also. Um, so let's do some introductions. Welcome to Daily Trudge, um, of which Facebook will not let you know about. Okay, if you want a notification, you're probably going to have to do YouTube. But some people see it's hard because people are like, I don't do Facebook, I don't do YouTube, I don't do Spotify, I don't. And it's like, well, I don't know what to tell you then. So, all right. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Good stuff. I'm going to tell you things that people told me when I was working on getting sober. It took me a few years to get off the hooch. At one point I had 12 years, I've had 6 months, I've had 1 year, I'm at 8 years now, and I do not plan on blowing this one. The plan's there. But how do we do that? I mean, I have to the number one thing is I have to stay consistent with myself. When I get out of my consistency, I get things are a little bit tougher for me when that happens. Um, you know, a good example of that is holding the meetings of the church. When it first started, oh, my anxiety, I'd sweat all the way there. I mean, I wasn't sweating because it was hot. I was sweating because of my anxiety. Now it feels normal. Now I sweat because it's hot up there. So hot air. I always have to take a sweat towel with me because, yeah, it's a little warm up there. But now my anxiety has left because I'm used to it. It's like, oh, Thursday, we got to do meetings today. Okay. And it was kind of hard to get into that consistency, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say that now I can go out and I get to. No, I do need to be very careful. Right. Yesterday, I went downtown to get the stuff. Kind of, man. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Gary though. He may hear this. I don't know if he does rewatches or not. But I have one of those HOV passes. Thank, I don't even care if the other traffic is going faster than me. It's just the fact that I don't have to deal with it. It's a relief for me. So, so I was in and out of detox 22 times in 2 years. Okay. And was I really trying? Or what was I going with? So here was the thing. I knew that if I kept taking away my freedom, that eventually I would give up the alcohol. And that is what happened. Okay. There were a lot of different forces at work here to get me sober, but it worked. The main thing is I didn't stop trying. And out of everything that I have done in my sobriety, getting off the alcohol was the hardest part. Because when I first got here, if I didn't drink, I would seize and die. And I don't know about you, but I'm so glad I don't live there anymore. You know, people would tell me, Dion, my wife would tell me this. See, my wife was my girlfriend when I got sober the first time, and she got to discover the recovered Dion is a much different person. Because when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing good just comes natural for me when I'm at that point, which is what I want for you. That's why I run my mouth out a lot. Here was the answer was love, man. The answer is almost always love. But what was the love? The love of myself. Okay. So what would happen? Well, my wife told me, I know. Okay. So this is what she said to me. She said, Dion, I'm gonna love you till you learn how to love yourself. We didn't have the conversation that I didn't love myself. But she knew. It was apparent that I didn't love myself by my actions. I was mean to me, man. And I think that drove my wife crazy on how bad I just beat the crap out of myself over things that I didn't need to do that. It was just an excuse to make things worse. Because the worse they were, the more I could drink. Right? Okay. But it wasn't just the alcohol, man. It wasn't just the alcohol that I had to not give up on. It was life. It was life. I'm 8 years sober, but heck, even within the last year, I've had thoughts of, life would just be better if I wasn't here. Now, I didn't want to die. I didn't want to commit suicide. Kind of an intrusive thought. But that thought still does not bother me, which is kind of scary. Okay. So I'm going to put it this way. You're worth every amount of effort I put in, you put in, or anybody else that puts in to your recovery. You're worth every fucking second of it, all of it. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of pomp. There's no amount of popularity or anything else in this world that compares to your human soul, to the human. To me, humans are priceless. Priceless. God's children are priceless. Our dogs, our cats, our animals, priceless. Anything that has emotions, So, if you're in your first year, put on the blinders, man. Put on the blinders. Put your head down. A little bit of humility. Put your head down. Quit worrying about all the other shit around you, and focus on what you need to do for you. Okay, because if you get to a point where you've done what you need to do for yourself, then you get to take the blinders off and help the rest of the world. Not even the rest of the world. Just worry about your community. This is one thing that I'm kind of seeing right now. People in recovery, they're like, we're trying to, if you need help, call us and we'll send you to California. No, just take care of your own community. Quit worrying about my community. Go take care of your own. That's the key. See, when we step out of our communities and start working in others without talking to the people that are already working there, we're stepping on toes. That's not your lane. You don't live there. I live in North Glen, Colorado, in Adams County. Okay. Most of the work that I do is geared towards making this community better. That's my job. It's not my job to make Colorado better. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. There's oftentimes, and I reach out to people in other areas and I say, hey, what do you got going on? Is there something I can do to support it? I've got this over here if you ever need it. See, and we work in conjunction. When things start to get divided, when people start cherry picking who they bring in and what it is that they do, this is when we run into trouble. That's power, that's control, and that's not going to do you any good. Okay? Find your people. Don't ever stop trying to find your people. I'm still looking. They come very slowly. I got 2-3 people in my life, that have been around for a little while. Right? But do not give up on you. Please don't. Don't ever give up on you. You're the one thing. Okay? I just put something out. I stole it. I don't remember from who. But it says, if you think that there's somebody out there that's causing all your problems, you are right. It's you. Isn't that great? That's the good news. I'm the problem. I can take care of that. Right? So don't worry about helping the whole world. Sure, I have friends from all over because I'm online. Okay, but we come together here, but we go back out into our communities. And that's where the real work is done. Right? All right. Got a lot of things in a row here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Patricia, thanks for coming and hanging out. It was good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out and have a day.